So welcome back to another Topless Tuesday, where today I'm going to be talking to you about how to get anything you want for essentially free. So this method is based on another thing that I learned in economics. All we're doing is applying market prices and figuring out how to ride like the curve or ride the wave of the market price. And by the time that you're done with your equipment, you could sell it back for the same price that you got it for. As a photographer, I spend a lot of money sometimes buying things and gear that sometimes I might not need, but it's nice to have. So I spent a lot of money buying gear. And for example, this A7S that I'm shooting on, the GH4 that I had before, and a lot of other cameras and lenses that I use. And if I use and follow this method, I know that I'm most likely not going to be losing any money, or sometimes I even make money off this. So basically how this works is when you buy something, there's a price that you usually see, like the retail price that you get when you go to the shop and see something. And for example, this A7S is probably like 1.5K, but the used market, the prices are usually lower. And I've done some research and I found that this camera goes for around 1K. And if I were to buy it for $800, most likely I'm going to be able to sell it for 1K, or if I use it for the whole year, the price is going to drop a little bit and it'll probably end up being around $800. Some factors to consider are if they like drop a new model, or if you break the camera, which you probably should pay for anyways if you break it. But if you don't break it and everything's pretty alright and has normal wear and tear, you can probably sell it back for the price that you got it for. And I'm going to show you how I do my research to find what the market price is for a used product, and how I negotiate and bargain so that I can see whether people are willing to lower their prices, and also find the lowest price possible so that I can get these deals. So we're going to need to be on the computer, so let's hop into it. So now we are in the computer. Let's look at how I do some market research and find the price of a used good. So two of my favorite resources when I'm looking for used things and finding the price of it is Craigslist and eBay. Now for this example, we're going to be looking at the A7S camera, which is the camera that I shoot with. And here's the A7S. Now you notice that it's almost $2,000, and I don't really want to pay $2,000 for a camera. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out how much it is used. So a good way to do that is to go on Craigslist and look for an A7S. Alright, I like to filter by titles only. It looks like there's no A7S here in San Diego. Alright. Well, there's one in Orange County for $950. There's also another one for $1,200. It's A7S2, that's not it. There's another A7S with a 2870 lens. Alright, you could probably just buy it from him without the lens for probably 1,000 something. And here's another A7S with the body for 1,800. So from this you kind of have, oh look, this one is 650. Now this is a freaking steal. Yeah, so basically what you want is this. It's usually not this easy, but I'll go through and show you the rest of the process as well. So now you notice from most of these other ones that the A7S is probably around 1,000 plus to buy used. Let's go on eBay and verify that. And what I do on eBay is I search it up, the A7S, and I look at the sold listings so that I can see how much it's sold for. So right here, if you go to the filters, you can see sold items, and here you go. You got an A7S with a 2470 lens for 1.2K. All right, that's a pretty fair deal, I would say. Here's this A7S for 770. All right, that's pretty good. And these are A7S2, so we don't look at that. Oh, there's another A7S for 775. All right. 7S2 for 500. That's a great deal. The 7S for 850. All right. So cool. So what I've noticed here is that the price between eBay averages around to be like, you know, 7 to 800. Yeah, 7 to 800. While on Craigslist, it's going for 1,000 plus. Okay, so what we should do is buy on eBay, or buy on the eBay price, or less actually. So now we've noticed that on eBay it goes for around 700 to 800, while on Craigslist it goes for 1,000 plus. And basically what you want to do is buy for the cheaper price. Or basically what we can average out is to say that, hey, you can sell this instantly on eBay at 700, like someone is going to buy it for sure. So 7 to 800, since that seems to be on the lower end. If you were to sell something for, oh, there's 701 plus $30 shipping. So if you were to sell this A7S for 680, guarantee you're gonna have someone that buys it, because there's nothing right here that is remotely even that cheap. Going back to Craigslist, if you want to pick it up instantly, you can find a deal that is 600, like the other one that we saw earlier, for 650. Now if you buy this for 650, you can instantly go on eBay and sell it for 700 plus shipping. So you'll make an easy 50 bucks off of this, just like that. Okay, so now that you have an idea of what the price is usually like, we're gonna go into bargaining and figuring out how badly people really want to get rid of whatever it is that you want to buy. For example, if I go and buy a surfboard, I can give a very low offer because people want to move, or people generally want to move a 10 to 12 feet long surfboard out of their house as soon as possible. So that gives them more of an incentive to sell it. And it really depends on a case-by-case basis on how fast people want to get rid of their good. And one thing I like to keep in mind is, because we know what the market price is, if somebody listed it so much higher than the market price, then most likely they're gonna have a hard time selling it. So they're probably not gonna get that many interactions or emails or responses, because their price is so high and people generally don't like to lowball. But I live by the idea that if you're polite about your emails, then sending a low price is never really a lowball. So I'm going to go into a couple templates that I have and use all the time when I'm sending out offers. Okay, so let's start with the first template. And how I usually like to start it off with is, hi there. Very interested in your item. If you're not getting too many responses, I'd love to offer you blank, which is about, I'd want to say like 20% under the market price. I can come by anytime you'd like, and yeah, actually, come by anytime you like, and no pressure. Thanks, Arnold. Something like that generally works, but I also have another one that I use, which is template 2. Okay, so template 2 would go something similar, and it would start like, hi there. I am in love with what you're selling. If you're not getting too many responses, I'd love to put in my offer of blank, which is 20% lower than the market price. And if it's like a camera or something, you could say like, just looking for a new Sony camera to try out. Or just looking for something to try out, you know, to relieve the pressure and make it like a casual conversation. And I can, okay, and I would just finish with like, thanks, and I can pick it up anytime. You can reach me at 5. And I would just sign my email, and that would be it. And finally, there's this one that I use that cracks me up sometimes, where I go like, hi there, would you please take $80 when it's like listed at $160. I really love blank, which is what you're selling. Thanks, Arnold. And you'd be surprised how many good responses I've gotten from this email. And I've gotten really good cheap deals from this email, and people don't really say anything about it when you meet up with them. They're not like, hey, that was a pretty strange email. Usually people are pretty alright with it. So as a Hail Mary, I would say this is something you could try as well. Alright, so that's the end of this episode. I hope you took a lot away from that and that you end up buying whatever gear it is that you need, no matter what the price point is. And I hope you also remember that it's not about the gear, but it's about the vision behind what it is that you're creating. So leave a comment, subscribe, and send nudes if you feel so inclined. Peace.